Oh, hi. Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome to In the Neighborhood. I hope you're well. I'm a little rattled today, as I feel like much of the world is. But I also thought when a person's rattled, the best thing to do is phone their dad. So I thought I'd phone him and see what he's up to, and then we can talk a little bit more after that. Just want to remind everybody that we're doing more grad stuff tomorrow in the neighborhood, and then on Thursday, a very special edition of In the Neighborhood. I have an art expert who is going to talk about. And you know what? I don't even want to tell you the topic. He is just one of the most interesting men I know. He is just an incredible guy. He's older, and so we may spend some time trying to get his phone working. But I'll tell you right now, one of the most interesting people I know is going to talk about art, and he's going to make it amazing on Thursday. It's going to be good. So for now, though, let's see what Dad's up to, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if I've talked to him since we called last time. Now that I say that, I don't know if we have, but I'll give him a ring. He says he's around his phone, so we'll just see if this works. Please stand by. He said he's out. He said he's not at home. I'm not sure where he is, but when I texted him, he said he's out somewhere. So I'm going to try him and see if I get him. We'll do some research as to where out is exactly. Oh, it's the best. I'm pretty sure that's not him. How do you like that? I'm going to try again. Trying you. No answer. The dad. I'm going to, because I did seriously text him about 3 minutes ago. I said, I'm going to call you. And he said, great. And then, otherwise, I hope you're well. I was saying to Rob, my brother, who was making this happen, how this is just such an unsettling. It's like one unsettle on top of another unsettle on top of another unsettle, and it's just an odd time to figure our way through. Which is why I say it always helps to just call Dad and see what we get. So I'll just keep ringing him, and hopefully eventually we'll catch him. Oh, there he is. He says, I'm here. I'll call him right now. See what we get. I wonder if there's maybe it's a glitch in the system. Right. Hello there. Right. I'm looking for Bob. Is he around?
Sorry.
Wrong number.
Wrong number.
All right, I'll try again. That is just some strange business. What have I got going on here? Let's just try this one. Yeah, I'll give this a go. For all I know, this is just we're just going to show how.
Hello.
G'day.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I think you phoned, and I was on the phone with somebody else there. I know a painter friend that I worked with for all these years.
Huh.
So anyway, I told him I had a very important phone call waiting, so he gently took the hint.
Where are you right now?
I'm sitting in the yard in Safeway's yard at Bonnie Doon, Mom's shopping. 10% Tuesday, as you know.
You got to get the deals when you can, right?
10% Tuesday, and I'm 100% out of it. Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You know when you and I don't know the story very well. how did you end up being a security guard?
Well, Grandpa Devlin had a business that I took over when he got married after his wife died. He got married the second time, and then he went away, and so he kind of left me the business. If he left it to, he couldn't have picked in the city of Ottawa of 600,000 that time. I think couldn't have picked a worse guy to live in because I'm no businessman. So I worked for a while, and then well, actually, probably about 5 or 6 years, but it was hopeless. And so anyway, I didn't have any work. I didn't know what to do, and it was just quick chaos. So they said, security guard. There was a job. A guy from up home I knew ran the security business. So I called him, and he said, "Yeah, sure." So he brought me out a uniform to put on, and he asked me what shift, and I thought, with this uniform, I would think I'd rather go to graveyard, so nobody's seen me going out of the house with this blasted uniform on. So anyway, I did, and I met this guy on the job at the church. It was guarding a church because in the basement there was a drug outlet for sort of a temporary pharmacy, I think.
Right.
But they were having break-ins there because people are after drugs. So anyway, I met the guy, and he said, "Okay, here's what you do, Bob. There's this office up here. You don't turn on any lights. You just sit there, and if you hear anything, investigate. And then if there's anybody breaking in or anything, well, then you go back to the office and investigate, and then go back to the office and phone the police." So I'm thinking he left. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be investigating here for $1.25 an hour. I'm going to go investigate if somebody. So I just found the box. I turned every light I could find, and even the yard light I turned it on to make sure. And so then I read a book there. I wasn't nothing to do, of course, and there was a library there, and I read a book about Helen Keller, and that really just I couldn't. Such a wonderful story, and she so heroic, and determined. And so I thought, well, I've been plastering now for just about 20 years, 15, 18 years. And so here I am, a security guard. I'm wasting what I learned. So, plus, I couldn't live on $1.25.
Yeah.
So I phoned up, I knew a guy, the big contractor, plastering contractor, and I knew them kind of, And so I phoned him and asked him if he's hiring any men. He said he really wasn't, but he's trying to cut a tie. He said, who do you have there? Who is looking for work? I said, I am. Oh, he said, I'm not hiring it, but you go tomorrow morning to the union and join the union and go out and see Sid on the school out in such and such an address.
Yeah.
And I said, Bill, I don't think I should phone the union. I don't know whether I can. I never did commercial work, and I think by that time, Dave, I just had no confidence in myself whatsoever. And so it was a tough time, a family and no work and $1.25 an hour, stupid security guard job. And so anyway, I if the security guard's listening, I hope I'm not embarrassing you. I don't want to embarrass you. I'm not looking down my nose on security guards. But anyway, I phoned Bill, and he said, listen, you just go. I know you can do the work. You just do it. So I started with them, and I just come home at night. I just couldn't believe how easy it was. Just go there and put mud on the wall and just forget about everything. And Bill looked after the pay, and I was really happy about that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And so that was a decision you made, like sitting in that security guard job. Again, like you say, it's nothing against security guard, just wasn't the job that fit you or paid very well. But did you, like, how many kids would you have had by then?
There were 5 boys.
So you had 5 kids?
You had 5, yeah.
And was there a lot of pressure to support? I must have been.
Well, I guess there was, Dave, yeah. Well, the one thing that I've been blessed with, and you've been blessed with also, is that I married just a wonderful disciplined lady that could look after money. Marie could really, Mom would really look after money. We didn't have any, but we got by because she was so good with it,
Right.
And then, but I think the lesson was that I didn't sit there and be a security guard and feel sorry for myself. That's what you have to be careful of.
Right.
It would be easy for me to say, well, there's no work and there's this and that, but the fact is you have to make that phone call. Very hard for me to make a phone call because I was in business, and here I am really, you'd say, kind of taking a step back,
Right.
But the fact was it was a step ahead because it got me out of that business. But
It's easy to feel, I feel, because that's what I'm feeling now. I do feel a certain sense of, first of all, there's enough news to feel bad about, to say I'm just going to sit at home and feel bad about stuff because there's a lot of reason to do. But that doesn't seem to, in the long run, that's maybe not such a great plan.
No, and it takes energy, Dave. The easiest thing is to sit, And the more you sit, of course, the easier it gets. And it's no good to sit. It's no good mentally. You just have to get out. And 3 months before or even I don't know how long before, maybe a week before, I would have never thought of making that phone call. To get the bill. I thought, here I am. I'm taking a kind of leaving the business and doing this and that. But the fact is, the best thing I ever did because I wasn't made to business. There's nothing wrong with being not able to do a job. You look at the contractors, and they think, here he is. He looks after 50, 60 men. There's something wrong with me. I can't do that. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that I don't have that talent.
Yeah.
And I have talent he doesn't have, So I think that's, and I think we have to push our talent, or else the good Lord give us a talent. Now, my talent is that I'm an artist more than a mechanic, or more than a businessman or whatever, and plastering is a kind of an art. So it's kind of in my line.
Right.
And so for me to say, well, I'm going to go and fly an airplane, well, no, that's not me. But you have something that you can do. The good Lord gave you talent. If you don't use the deal and throw it back in his face, well, you deserve to be hungry.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's good. That's good, Dad. I feel like, when I get tempted to sit and just watch news and get frustrated, I think maybe I better just get up and do something is going to be a better use of my time.
Yeah. No, for sure. And there is a temptation. It's not easy. And then some guy, you're working, I'm working on the job, and guys say, oh, boy, that Bob is lucky. You look at, he's out there working in that school, just walks in, he's got a job. But you got to make that phone call, and you got to do a lot of footsteps first before you get to that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Wow. This is I'm really getting to like these Tuesday calls. Maybe I was thinking I want to talk to you. Not this. We'll do it next week. But I'd love to get the story of when, because I'm not young anymore, as young as some people. But you had 2 mortgages when you were 60.
63.
63. Okay, that's next week's story. I'm going to ask about how that one and how you got through that. Speaking of dealing with things, well. I hope you save a lot of money on the 10% off today at Safeway, Dad.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, if you don't want to be the son of a single parent, some mom just come out of Safeway.
Okay, good. You better go help. Okay. Talk soon, Dad. Bye.
Thanks,
okay, bye. Next time, I guess we got to get Mom on with her thoughts at some point. That'd be well worth it. Well, look isn't that great, Dad? Dad, you realize with him, what I realize a lot with him is he can go to any crisis in his life, and guess what happened? Eventually, they ended. The crisis never feels like it's going to end when I'm in it, and eventually it does. And we might go through a lot worse or not, but it will end. And I was thinking about this today, especially today, with everything going on in the States and with everything going on everywhere, that it's easy to spend all of my time watching and complaining and being frustrated with what's going on in other parts of the world, and also what's going on here. If you're not in our neighborhood, specifically in our city, Southern Alberta for a while was the intense COVID capital of the world. It had the most infections in a certain area. Our economy tanked at the same time COVID hit. And so in Alberta, there are plenty of reasons to be desperate and to be afraid. And I try to teach myself, maybe just for today, that instead of watching what other people are doing, but to remember that people are watching us. People are watching us. My kids are watching me. They're watching the neighbors. They're watching to say, how do they handle a crisis? How do they handle fear? How are they doing that? And I want I want to be an example, maybe just for today, of what it means to still have strength, to still be a leader, to be kind, to be optimistic, and not to be afraid to work. For what it's worth, today, I'll try to remember people are watching me, and let's all remember people are watching us, and let's be worthy of being witnessed. Let's be worthy of greatness today. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. What do you guys think? You want a bit of guitar? Sure. It's I can tell you, I'll play a bit of guitar, but it's not going to get any better than it was about 10, 15 minutes ago. Oh, remember this? This is, oh, I shouldn't,